Michael.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, Prince Charles is marrying Camilla. All right? I don't care. I hate the Royals.
Tony Kornheiser, I love the Royals. George Brett, Hal McRae, Freddie Patek. What's wrong with you?
Who was it who played with the toothpick in his mouth?
UL Washington. And not only that, I have to say this. I am happy for Charles and Camilla.
For her, yeah, but what's he doing?
No, I mean, it's true love. They have been together for over 30 years. I'm happy for them.
Diana Spencer, Camilla.
And that's
which one?
That's how you know it's true love. And I'm happy.
It's a sad day for you.
Welcome to PTI, my peeps. In today's episode, Wilbon and I yap about Donovan McNabb's dry heaves, Freddie Mitchell's latest comments, and Dante Culpepper apparently ready to move along without Randy Moss.
Woo.
We begin today with another successful prognostication by Wilbon, who said that Duke at home would beat North Carolina last night.
Fire.
North Carolina was ranked number 2 going into that game, and a lot of people, perhaps even you, Wilbon, thought Carolina was the best team in the country. So, Wilbon, if you like Carolina going into that game, would anything you saw against Duke change your mind?
Absolutely not, Tony. You go into the place that I think is the toughest arena to play in the country. You go on the road to Duke, an arch rival. You play to the last possession. Duke is also a team ranked in the top 10, had, what, one or two losses, I think. What would dissuade me from thinking Carolina is a great team? On a neutral floor, what would happen if they play in the ACC tournament here in Washington or in the tournament?
Well, why wouldn't you elevate Duke? Let's look at what Duke does all
great.
the time.
Duke's fine.
First of all, Roy Williams, who we both like, 1-6 lifetime against Mike Krzyzewski now, who we like as well for equal time. Duke loses Luol Deng early. They get who's the other kid that committed to them and then went to the pros? Come on, I wrote down Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
And they lose their seniors.
Their 4-year point guard they lost.
And here's where they are. They're in the top 5 at the moment.
This is not a vote for Duke or North Carolina. They're both great. Again, Duke's great all the time. You asked me about Carolina.
Right.
I think that Illinois and Carolina are still the 2 best teams in the country. And if you ask me, how do I think Carolina's going to do in March? Very well. It's how I think.
Didn't bother you with the turnovers Carolina had? Didn't bother you? They couldn't get off a shot at the end?
Who are they playing again?
Playing Duke.
Where?
At Duke.
Duke's very good. No, did I not say I thought Duke would win the game?
Yes.
Other than the Eagles' Super Bowl prediction, fire. All right? We now move to the Dry Heave Chronicles Part 3. Donovan McNabb says he did not have the dry heaves, did not have to hand over play-calling duties to your boy, Freddie Mitchell, and finally, was not reduced by illness in the Super Bowl. This contradicts reports from Mitchell and lineman Hank Fraley, who say McNabb was too sick to hurry up to the line in the final minutes of the game. So, Tony, who you got? McNabb or the tag team duo of Freddie and Fraley?
Fire? You mean where you said that Utah would be the best team in the West?
That was
where you said the Toronto Raptors were going to close?
Long time ago.
I got the duo of Freddie and Fraley.
I never said Utah would be the best team in the West.
I got Fraley because there's no reason for him to make that story up. I think Donovan McNabb wants to get this behind him as quickly as possible and wants to take the code of the quarterback as set out by Brett Favre. You never say you're hurt. Tom Brady, same thing. Never say you're hurt. Never say anything bad happened. Just take the responsibility. I lost the game. Let's move on. But I believe Fraley.
You said that Donovan would say, I wasn't sick.
Exactly.
And he's a tough guy. He's not. Look, I like Donovan McNabb. I actually know him a little bit, more than a little bit. I believed watching him there was something un-Donovan-like. So I thought it was a concussion. It turns out that
so you take Fraley.
Yeah.
You take Fraley.
I think something was up, but he's a tough guy, and he's never going to make excuses.
It's better for him to say no excuses than to open the door to the possibility that in situations like that, he's going to tend to throw up. You don't want that to happen at all. PTI favorite Freddie Mitchell went on radio last night and said a variety of things that could result in him being ex-Eagle wide receiver Freddie Mitchell. Among them were that the Patriots acted, quote, like little girls, unquote, in response to Fred X's comments.
Can't be saying
that Terrell Owens, quote, took away from my playing time, unquote, and that, quote, Donovan McNabb dry heaves a lot in certain situations, unquote. Wilbon, if you could say anything to Freddie Mitchell right now, what would that be?
I would say, Freddie, it might be time to zip it. Freddie, call your agent and start looking around the league.
I'll tell you what, it might be time to unzip it, unzip the suitcase, put your clothes in
Whether
it, because
he's
you're
joking
leaving.
or not, you got to think that the Eagles, while maybe not as nonsense as New England, they're a pretty nonsense organization. Andy Reid strike you as a guy who puts up with a lot of lip?
You can't have a wide receiver who has just said of Terrell Owens, who I would have voted for MVP, he took away my playing time. Come on.
Maybe there's a context. Freddie does like to have fun. I like talking to Freddie in the locker room because he's not particularly serious, has a dry sense of humor. Maybe he was doing like a Shaq where it's a wink-wink deal.
Who has said on this show, I love Freddie Mitchell?
I know you love Freddie Mitchell.
But you've just trashed your quarterback. You trashed your best wide receiver.
And you took on the Patriots secondary again after they held you to one catch.
Can't do that.
Unless he's going for a career in comedy.
And again, that would be, if this is true, that Donovan McNabb doesn't want this out there. That does not want this to be true.
But it's not just Freddie, it's Fraley and others. I don't know how this works. At the Pro Bowl in Honolulu, where, by the way, McNabb is now, Vikings quarterback Dante Culpepper seems to understand he may have thrown his final pass to Randy Moss. Quote, "He's my good friend," Culpepper told KFAN radio, "but you almost get to thinking enough is enough. And maybe the Vikings organization has had enough," close quote. Moss told the same radio station, KFAN, he has grown to love Minnesota and hinted he wants to stay. Tony, if you ran the Vikings, if you ran them, would you trade Randy Moss?
If I ran them, no, because the last time I looked, he had 90 touchdowns in 7 years. He catches the ball and puts his feet in the end zone. I would not. And if they do trade Randy Moss, I think the guy who suffers the most is Dante Culpepper, who has had Chris Carter and Randy Moss to throw to over the length of his career, and is going to find out that those guys are pretty good targets to throw it to, and you might want to keep Randy Moss. And I know you think Randy Moss, I know you think you lose if you keep Randy Moss.
Well, look, I'm conflicted about this. The guy is clearly a great talent, but I don't see the results that necessitate having him around. I mean, if you're going to put up with all his drama, then you got to win something. There are receivers coming out of college, the big kid, was it Braylon Edwards in Michigan? I think there are kids coming out, Tony, that you could say, you know what, we're going to make a deal. We want two players. We got to get a starter on defense and a kid like Braylon Edwards, a kid like, what's the kid from USC who had to sit out a year? Reggie Williams. Get a big receiver. What's his name?
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
You get a great receiver and put in there, but they don't win with him.
Remember how Keyshawn was traded for Joey Galloway?
Yeah.
You trade receiver for receiver. You can't just void yourself in the suit of Randy Moss. Yesterday on radio in New York, Richard Jefferson, a member of the United States Olympic basketball team in Athens, said that he felt media coverage of that team was, quote, borderline racist, unquote. To explain his feelings about that, Jefferson cited as an example, quote, all I kept hearing was that they needed guys like Fred Hoiberg, unquote. Wilbon, you actually wrote in the Washington Post, not that they needed guys like Fred Hoiberg, but that they needed Fred Hoiberg. So what do you have to say about your boy?
I didn't write it once. I wrote it every day. And Richard Jefferson is one of my favorite people in all of sports.
But
this one, he's got part of it wrong and part of it right. Or let me just say I agree with part of it, disagree with it. Here's why I wrote they should have Fred Hoiberg. 50% number one three-point shooter, number one in the NBA. Richard Jefferson in the Olympics, 26% three-point shooting. AI, 37%. Stephon Marbury, 32%. They couldn't shoot. They needed Fred Hoiberg, whether he was black, white, or green. Now, I agree with Richard Jefferson. It wasn't just borderline racism. They were called lazy and uninterested and a whole bunch of other stuff that I took as code for, we got these you-know-what's out here, those people,
okay,
and then
what's interesting to me about that, and first of all, they lost, which is why some of the criticism came.
The criticism came before they played the game.
If we're going to talk about those people,
yeah,
we would have listed Lamar Odom, Stephon Marbury, and Allen Iverson as people who might not want to practice, might not want to play, but those guys worked harder than everybody on the team.
You know that.
And those were the guys who wanted, when 10 of the top 12 guys said, I don't want to play, those guys wanted
to be there, but the criticism of them in Athens was overwhelming, and I saw it being with an agenda.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll find out what Jason Giambi had to say about steroids in his first chat with reporters since the leaking of his grand jury testimony. And later, when it's all said and done, how many Super Bowls will Bill Belichick win? Sounds like over-under. Camilla and Charles, that's good. Believe me, that's good.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
So what's this about our Guinness again?
I've discovered that Guinness Draft has only 125 calories.
Only 125 calories? Brilliant! What else have you been up to?
I've invented this little book. It's black. You put women's phone numbers in it.
A little black book. Brilliant!
Come here often. You can also use it as a coaster.
A coaster? Brilliant!
Brilliant!
Guinness Draft has only 125 calories. Enjoy it responsibly.
Brilliant!
Introducing the all-new Mercury Montego. Lots of versatility, lots of room. Better load up on quarters.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about half-past dead. I just need some place.
More bars in more places. That's the goal of Singular's all-over network, with the largest digital voice and data coverage in America. Thanks to Singular and AT&T Wireless joining forces. Welcome to the new Singular. We're raising the bar.
Warning, if you haven't seen Hide and Seek, don't let anyone tell you the secret. Robert De Niro, Dakota Fanning.
Ready or not, here I come.
Hide and Seek. Rated R. Now playing.
Scent is the strongest sense tied to memory.
All right, everybody.
How will you be remembered? Introducing Red Zone Body Spray and 4 great scents. Spice things up.
Tonight, Rivalry Week heats up. At 7 on ESPN, number 6, Wake Forest hosts NC State. On ESPN2, number 1, LSU against perennial powerhouse Tennessee. At 9, old rivals Xavier and number 20 Cincinnati square off. Also at 9, Tilt, the poker drama that everyone's talking about.
Where the hell have you been?
It's all on ESPN and ESPN2 tonight.
Jason Giambi launched phase 1 of his effort to win back Yankee fans today by meeting with selected reporters. Tyler Kepner of the New York Times was in the room and now joins us outside in the sun, right outside Yankee Stadium, to tell us how it went down. Tyler, did Jason Giambi admit to steroid use?
No, he didn't. He was very, very careful with how he worded his answers. He had a lot of legal advice on what he could and couldn't say, and he went up to the line, but he never admitted it. The closest he came was to saying that he told the whole truth to the grand jury, but he also claimed that he never read that San Francisco Chronicle article, so he wouldn't say what the truth was.
Well, then we can read between the lines on that because that was well reported. Was he contrite in his press conference?
Yes, he was. He did try to be contrite, as contrite as he could. He apologized to everybody he could think of, to the fans, to the media, to everybody in the organization. But I think what a lot of people really wanted was something that Giambi's lawyers told him he couldn't say, which was the direct admission of steroid use. But he did say that he told the grand jury the truth, and if you believe the San Francisco Chronicle, and there's no reason not to, it was essentially an admission without admitting it.
Did he address either Jose Canseco, Tyler, or the book?
Canseco's book, yeah, that was one topic where he seemed pretty comfortable talking about. I think he called Canseco delusional. He ripped Canseco pretty hard. I mean, they were only teammates for I think 1 year, and anyway, he seemed to pretty readily dismiss what Canseco was saying about him.
Do you sense that fans in New York are going to support him? I know fans aren't exactly standing out there street side with you now waiting on the news out of that sort of news conference, but what's the mood of fandom in New York, and how do you think they're going to treat him?
Well, he says that the fans that he's run into have been supportive, but I think generally, when fans meet a celebrity like that on the street, they're not really gonna criticize them or get in their face. It's when they have that distance, when they're in the stands, when they're safely away from these guys, that they can really unload. And I think it's going to be really difficult for him. I think there's no getting around that. But as far as here at Yankee Stadium, if he hits the way he did before he came to the Yankees and in his first season with the Yankees, I think fans will like him because fans root for the uniform and he's wearing the uniform.
Well, not only is he wearing a uniform, Tyler, but we could see, you know, the New York Yankee emblem is up behind him. It was held at Yankee Stadium, not some Midtown hotel. How do the Yankees feel right now about Giambi?
I think they've got to make the best of the situation. I mean, it's pretty clear they obviously they've talked about how they explored their options. You know, we all know they've looked into ways of can they get out of this contract. He's being paid $82 million for the next 4 years. It's you know, a huge amount of money for a guy who's a question mark for all concerned. So if there was a way for them to get out of the contract, if there was a legal basis for them to do it, I think everybody kind of understands that they would. But right now they see no way out of it, so they're supporting him, you know, with open arms. And Joe Torre and Brian Cashman and most of the teammates are pretty welcoming kind of people. I think they'll try to make it easy on him in terms of the personal relationships. But organizationally, if he can't produce and they can find a way out of the contract, I think they would still do it.
Okay, you know this guy, you cover the team, you know how he reacts to pressure and stuff like that, and he came in with this enormous contract. By June or July, do you think he'll be a productive member of the New York Yankees, or do you think he'll either be a bench guy or out of there?
I think he'll be somewhat productive. I can't imagine he'll be as productive as he was before. I mean, he's older than he was before anyway. He's 5 years since his MVP season. So naturally, there would probably be some kind of, you know, decline. And given the fact that he was taking steroids before and he's not anymore, there's no evidence that he is the same player. I can't imagine he will be the same player. He's obviously going to work at it and all that stuff. But I just can't imagine that he'll be the same player. The biggest question for me is how he'll handle it, you know, emotionally, because he is a guy who really makes an effort to be liked. He really wants to be liked. He's a hard guy to dislike when you're around him. And he wants the fans to like him, and they're, by and large, not going to like him. And I don't know how that's going to affect his psyche and how that, in turn, would affect his performance.
Thank you for joining us, Tyler. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Okay, thanks, guys.
We're taking a break, but when we come back, USC has now lost 5 assistant coaches. How many losses will that translate to next season?
Won't be a goose egg.
Tough thing for Jason Giambi.
Coming up on SportsCenter, Jason Giambi on the record about steroids. The Pacers speak, how they're trying to put the brawl behind him. Plus, what might have been our top 10 moments that could have used instant replay. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern, ESPN.
Want to get rid of the wires? Get a wireless laptop with technology designed for lightweight. Make sure it has Intel Centrino mobile technology built in.
Aunt Amy, Ryan likes you. Who told you that? Ryan did.
He told me, too. A 3-stone diamond necklace from Kay means every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully. Do you want to know another secret? I like him back. Every kiss begins with K.
When you see him count to 5, say that you will stay alive.
Boogeyman.
He's waiting for you.
Rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
On the next Tilt.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Whoa! Hey, off me!
We break them at the table.
Monday morning, we go to the bank, we get our money, we set up a game.
Where the hell have you been?
My concern is that low ball is going to try to push you out of here. Here's the lesson part. Don't get in the ring with puncher, because more often than not, you're going to end up on your back. Kapow!
Tilt, tonight at 9 p.m. on ESPN, presented by Toyota.
Time for the game that's hotter than Camilla Parker Bowles, looking for light at the rail at full gallop. It's over-under. Let's get the first from the commish.
Okay, over-under 1.5 losses for USC next college football season.
I'm going under. I mean, Norm Chow's leaving, and that's difficult. But, you know, he doesn't actually do the playing. Pete Carroll is not chopped liver. They're coming back with the Heisman Trophy winner and a running back who finished 5th in the Heisman. Yep. Their toughest game is at Notre Dame. I say they don't lose more than one game.
Great team. They're losing how many coaches? 5. They're losing the offensive coordinator who called a lot of the plays, who the quarterback's comfortable with.
Yes.
We don't even know if the quarterback in the final analysis is going to say, I'll come back with all these new coaches or I may leave.
That's right.
I'm going over. They can still have a great season, but go 10-2.
They are right now close to being a dynasty in college football.
Yes.
Nobody's beaten them in how long?
Hey,
how many
even
games?
Miami wound up losing to great teams.
Next.
Over under 2 more Super Bowl wins for Bill Belichick.
I'm going under. Okay, he's got 3 right now. Nobody has won 5. You want me to project that he's going to win 6? I don't think so. He's in the AFC where Pittsburgh's real good. Indy is real good. San Diego's real good. Cincinnati, Jacksonville are coming on. Dallas won 3 in 4 years with great players and then went down. I'll give Belichick 1. I will not give him 2 or 3.
I'm going to give him the push. I'm not going over, but I'm not going to sit here and agree with your assessment of 1. I don't think it'll be 0. I think they could lose, not get there next year, but in 2 years get back. He's got some young players on that team. Scott Pioli knows how to find talent.
The game
know how to
isn't
manage
called
the cap.
Over,
it's
under,
a push. 2 championships more for Bill Belichick.
He's cheating.
All right, and I'm predicting another Wilbon push right here. Over or under an 8th place finish for the Lakers this season. Wilbon, tell me, come on.
The Lakers right now are in 8th place. This is problematic for me. I understand.
You can go with the push.
Because Kobe Bryant has been out for 13 games. They're 6-7 without Kobe. They weren't that great with Kobe. Kobe's not the magic bullet here. I want to push, but it is a pansy way of playing, so I will go under and say they finish 7th or 6th.
Who are they going to catch?
Somebody is in
Memphis,
7 or 6.
who's like
Houston.
5 games ahead. I'm not catching Houston. It's going to be, I want to take the push, but I used up my push already. And I already said in yesterday's show that Denver and my man Melo, they're going to move up to 8th with George Karl, 5-2 into George Karl. That means over. That means they're going to finish 9th. But Kobe is the magic bullet. If Kobe was healthy, they wouldn't be in this predicament.
Oh, yes. Suck up to Kobe now. If
you like that, don't you?
Next.
All right, over or under 33 more games for Isaiah Thomas as president of the Knicks.
Okay, that would be till the end of this season because they're not going to make the playoffs.
Again?
No, I'm going to go over. I mean, the Knicks fire a lot of people, but I don't think they're going to fire Isaiah. They may say to Isaiah, you come back next year, you can be president and coach and fire him that way. But I think Isaiah has to get another year to try to succeed here, or else you know what happens? It makes Larry Bird look right for throwing him out at Indiana. I think Isaiah stays at least 1 more year, and if he gets Phil Jackson, he buys time.
I think he certainly comes back next year. Now, I don't know what happens in the middle. We've seen the Knicks make some moves in the middle of the year, like with Ernie Grunfeld.
He's only got to get to 1 game to be over.
I'm saying it's over. He will at least come back for next year. But, Tony,
I think so, too.
He inherited a bad salary cap situation. He didn't make it any better, but he still got it. They can't sign anybody.
All right, last one. Over or under 1 lawsuit against Jose Canseco after the release of his new book.
I am going under. There will be no lawsuits because if you sue, okay, you have to be deposed. And none of these guys who Canseco talked about want to sit there and answer questions about their lifestyle in Major League Baseball.
That's right.
So there are going to be no lawsuits. Plus, Canseco only talked about teammates. Only teammates. People he'd have firsthand knowledge of. I'm not saying I believe all of it, but I don't think there'll be lawsuits.
Victor Conte has said a lot of bad stuff about a lot of people, hasn't he?
Yes.
And they issue strong denial, don't they?
But
how many lawsuits have been filed so far?
I think so far.
The answer would be none.
Right.
I don't think there are going to be any lawsuits.
No.
So on 0,
you can
lawsuits.
deny
under.
all you want,
right.
but you don't necessarily file
you don't want to
lawsuits.
sue.
That's it. Over under is over. We're taking a final break, but please come back because we still have some thoughts to share on Kobe Bryant, Terrell Owens, and transsexual golfers.
I don't want to get into transsexual golfers.
They're waiting for you at the first tee right now.
They're not.
Yeah, they are.
I don't think so. Is that Renee Richards, your friend?
No, she's my friend.
What are you holding now?
A 6-pack.
A 6-pack? Brilliant! What'd you do?
Well, I figured out how to carry 6 beers at the same time.
Carry 6 beers at the same time? Brilliant! Let's drink them.
You know, I've been thinking, it might not be the smartest idea to drink 6 beers at the same time.
Don't drink 6 beers at the same time. Brilliant!
Brilliant!
Drink Guinness draft straight from the bottle and always enjoy it responsibly.
Brilliant!
Here at our Denny's, I'm not only the cook, I'm the kitchen. I like to make food that makes people happy. To me, these just aren't orders. This is the start of somebody's day. Especially right now. Order up! There's a whole lot to cook in our new hearty scrambles. The new Meat Lover Scramble comes with bacon, sausage, and ham mixed right in with the eggs. and the Heartland Scramble with country fried potatoes. Then I had bacon, sausage, hash browns, and pancakes. And they're just $4.99. That's not only a lot to cook, that's a lot to eat. When they smile, it makes me happy.
Denny's, we're cooking now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SUV Championships.
Anybody can ride an SUV. Not everybody rides it right.
Pushing it too hard.
Without respect for what they're capable of, it's easy to see why a lot of riders take the role. SUVs are big and powerful, and on top of one, you can feel almost invincible.
Easy now, big fella.
Keeping your SUV in all fours.
Look at that control.
That's the idea, right?
This is for the championship. Does it have enough?
Sorry, mister.
No sweat, kid. It's only my new plasma TV.
Whoa. You must really be gelling.
More gel, more gelling. New and improved Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles. More cushioning, outrageous comfort.
Was he yelling? No, he was gelling.
To start gelling, see the doctor, Dr. Scholl's.
Warning. If you haven't seen hide and seek, don't let anyone tell you the secret. Robert De Niro, Dakota Fanning.
Ready or not, here I come.
Hide and seek. Rated R. Now playing.
Scent is the strongest sense tied to memory.
All right, everybody.
How will you be remembered? Introducing Red Zone Body Spray and 4 great scents. Spice things up.
Coming up on SportsCenter, Jason Giambi on the record about steroids. The Pacers speak, how they're trying to put the brawl behind him. Plus, what might have been our top 10 moments that could have used instant replay. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern, ESPN.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And in part by Denny's. Try one of Denny's new hearty scrambles. The meat lovers or the Heartland Scramble, each just $4.99.
And that's when Camilla turns to me and she says, I love you, but Charles has the fat corn.
Get out of here.
That's a true story.
Get
True
out.
story. Let's get happy. Happy 50th birthday, Greg Norman. The great white shark, sadly, is most remembered for the horror of his Sunday round at the 1996 Masters, where he lost 11 shots to Nick Faldo, cataclysmic collapse. Norman won 2 majors. Jack Nicklaus had predicted many times that for the Australian.
It's the guy's birthday. You don't show him no love.
He was a great player.
He was number 1 player for like 9 years. Great player. Great birthday.
Do you
Happy
remember
birthday,
that?
Greg.
Happy anniversary, Kobe Bryant. On this day 3 years ago, you were the MVP of the NBA All-Star Game in your hometown of Philadelphia. They booed you in Philly. Maybe that was a portent of things to come. As great a player as he is, it's not fun being Kobe Bryant right now, is it?
No, but I defended him that day. They booed him. It was ridiculous. He was the MVP, had a great game. In his hometown, they booed him.
That was the last
Shame
time
on the Philly
you
fans for
defended
booing
him.
Kobe.
Happy trails, T.O. You're out of the Pro Bowl because of your injured leg. It's one thing to give your all and risk injury to win a Super Bowl. That's admirable. Risking an injury in a Pro Bowl is stupid. No reason for him to play.
No, but there's every reason to go to Honolulu. No reason to get on
He's already there.
the field. I'm glad he's there. He deserves to go hang out with his
Time
team.
to find out we messed up, Stat Boy.
You guys want to do a whole nother show on the Royals after this one? What are you guys talking about? Had some problems remembering names. Sean Livingston, the rookie with the Clippers. Mike Williams, of course, from USC. Speaking of USC, 22 straight wins for them going into next year. And their toughest game has to be against Cal, not Notre Dame.
I thought Notre
Anytime
Dame
you
had
get the
Notre Dame.
University of
Let's
Football
go to
in
the
America.
big owner of the Jazz says Carlos Boozer hasn't been worth the money so far. Your thoughts?
Not good when the owner rips you. They've been terrible. The NBA suspended Brad Miller 1 game for throwing his headband and wristbands. Is that fair?
I didn't see it. You said it is fair.
Well, yeah, because he went crazy. He shouldn't have done that. It
The
wasn't
Women's
goaltending.
British Open will let transsexuals play. Is that okay by you?
Transsexual? Why not? Why not? Welcome
Thank
everybody
you, Mr.
in.
Liberal.
An NCAA committee says all conferences should be allowed to use instant replay for football. Is that a good idea?
This fine. Just no coaches challenges.
I
None of
agree
that
with
stuff.
that.
None
Close
of
down
that.
the
NBA Finals rematch tonight. Lakers and Pistons. Who you got?
At the Palace, you got to have Detroit and your boy Larry Brown.
Out of time. Try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow.
Fire.